Okay. I think we've got everything functioning. Oh, let the nightmare continue, but hopefully end this time. Alright, so first, let's just start as far south as possible. Before this witchcraft was introduced. Okay. This awful, terrible room. I'll give it another shot, but I'm not very optimistic for it. Because even with reading exactly where to put the decoys, I still could not get it to work before. So, let's try again. 18, 13, 12. 18, 13, 12. Start the room. I need the mimic to go as far as possible first. I have to wait because I need to go south, and the mimic needs to bump up against something when I go south. Now I'm stuck here. Or actually, I can't even go anywhere because I can't even go here since I have to move the south of the tile. So I've made basically no progress except for moving Beethro south a little bit. 13. Oh, and if I instead am extremely careful to place it on this turn, that doesn't really improve matters. I guess I gain one more time. Alright. 13. I have to wait for the gentryii to get out of the way, and then I can go up here. And that is as far as the mimic can go. 12. Does not help remotely in the slightest. How is this supposed to help? This does not help. Bringing the gentryii west at this point is completely useless. How is this supposed to help? I need the gentryii to go east to put it back in the way of the mimic. Because otherwise I am not going any farther north. Was saying 12 a typo? Because 12 doesn't do anything useful whatsoever. And no matter what, the chain is always going to be in the way because the chain is on the broken wall. You cannot reach this point without using up all 3 decoys. This room is missing a 4th decoy that it should have in order to be possible. That list of points doesn't work. Those coordinates do not work. So I don't know what's going on with that. But those don't work and aren't possible. Okay. The hard mode secret version of this room, which I feel I must do now to avoid coming back to this level ever again. I got a reply from Kaylin, who says, put one chain link southwest of the door. Sure, let's try to do that. Although that isn't really something I'm guaranteed to be capable of doing, honestly. Oh well. Oh, we messed up to begin with. That still here. Yeah, this is why trying to create any specific situation is not necessarily impossible in the first place. Constraints of the room make it extremely likely, honestly, that you're just going to not be able to create that situation. Let's see. Yeah, I may have to go back to the room I was just looking at, ask you about it, because you posted a list of coordinates to put the decoys on in that room that do not work for me. So I don't know what I could possibly be doing wrong at that point. Alright, so one link southwest of the point. Kaylin was able to make this room work with that positioning and was able to get everything except the west side by doing that. So the south side is easy. The south side will always be easy, because it's the side that actually the pressure plate is on. Can't do that. So how am I supposed to get the east side with this positioning? I don't know. But let's... needs to at least touch the plate. Okay, it goes right past it, and I can't actually make it toggle the plate at all. Maybe the north side is easier? No, the north side is also not going to work. Maybe this is the idea? This looks like it might work. Sure. I guess if I just mess with it enough, it might eventually work for the north side as well. Not like that. No, that's not it. That won't work. I mean, there's only so many ways I can tangle this around that it'll actually stay in. It's not like there's that many options. And if none of them work, then I don't know what I'm doing wrong. This can't work. This could toggle it exactly one time, and that's it. That's not it. tried clockwise, and I tried counterclockwise, and there aren't any other directions for it to go around in. Okay, I guess that's it. Sure. Okay, and then extend the loose chain by 1 tile. I guess meaning that the end should just be on the door. Like that. The problem with it being like this is that there's nothing to stop it from just immediately untangling no matter what I do with it. So I don't know how this could lead to a solution that lets me do that. But you know what? The east side worked with one of them in that position. Maybe I can just use symmetry and instead have the chain here. Do this one. I mean, it's not precisely symmetric, but there's some hope, right? That whatever I did for the east should work for the west if it's reflected. Yeah, easily. Okay. That's way easier than whatever Kaylin did, I think. Alright, that's that room taken care of. Let's look at the decoy room once again. So I have to do this. This is a required initial step. Then if I go with 18, that's 18. I need to do it at the right time. If I do 18 now, then I can push the mimic like that, and it's impossible to bring the mimic any farther. So I have to use a second decoy. And if I put the second one at 13, then this is as far as the mimic can go. And then 12 makes no sense. Putting it at 12 doesn't achieve anything. I can't block the mimic with that at all. It has to go to the east, not the west. That's the only way to actually get some chain to block the mimic with. And depending on the timing of things, you can get the mimic to the cracked wall like this, but you still can't actually get to the trapdoor Not only because there's a chain in the way, but also because the Mimic needs to get another tile north. Meaning that there is one less decoy than there should be for this room to actually be possible, as far as I can tell. So what am I missing? I've tried everything in this room and nothing seems to work ever. If instead of taking that set of coordinates, I just make up my own, then obviously I need to bring the gentryii east first so that the Mimic can bump against it. So it needs to at least go here or there, or there. Let's try all the way to the east, why not? Well, I can't really make anything special happen, but... So if I do that... I mean, having a decoy active for less time is less useful, though. Like, it's not really... Like, I don't see any way for a decoy dying sooner to actually be useful. Like, in this case, if I have the gentryii in this kind of position, then I need it to straighten all the way west in order for the Mimic to get somewhere useful. And then... like, losing the decoy dying now means that it's impossible now. So I need the decoy to be around for longer, not shorter. I need the decoy to be around at least long enough for the chain to get out of the way. Do that. Yeah, that would help. This is the full possibility space before placing the first decoy. Might help. Yes, that means... Well, the problem with that is now that the Mimic has... I guess I didn't really gain anything from putting it to the right anyway. I could really use more time with that decoy. Yeah, this is the other problem I ran into pretty consistently. Now the chain is directly in my way, and I had no opportunity to keep it from getting in my way. That's probably just the laptop's fans, which I can't really do anything about. The recording/streaming software I'm using triggers it to activate its graphics card, and it runs some heavy fans when running its graphics card. Yeah, I'm still one decoy shy of how many I would need for this to actually be possible. Because I need to somehow get the chain out of the way. If anything, this feels less useful than what I was doing before, because I'm not even reaching the broken wall. At least it makes sense why one of the spaces would be to the far west this way. But this still doesn't really work. I mean, from this position, either I don't move the mimic, and the chain is still on the broken wall with no way to get it off, or I do move the mimic, and the chain gets in the way of reaching the broken wall. So it doesn't matter what I do. If I have things in this position, then it's impossible. What mistake could I possibly have made before this point? Like, I have to move the mimic northward at some point. If I spend up an entire decoy on pulling the gentryii east, then I basically only have 2 of them to work with. And so one of them has to bring the gentryii west, so that the mimic can go west. And the other one has to bring it farther west, or something. And I still need a 4th decoy, even if I could reach it from here. I'd still need a 4th decoy to get rid of the chain. I just feel like the supplies in this room are too limited. It should really have a 4th decoy. Like, maybe there's exactly one really specific, extremely particular solution that works with 3 decoys. I feel like for a level that's supposed to teach chain straightening, it didn't need to be as hard and specific as only a solution with the bare minimum of 3 decoys is allowed. I don't know, that's just my thoughts. Like, if I was trying to teach something, I wouldn't go out of my way to require the bare minimum in a room like this. I would try to require maybe, like, establish what the bare minimum is and require one more than that. Or allow one more than that. Like, I cannot tell what I'm doing wrong. Aside from not having a 4th decoy cheated in. Somehow. I don't see what I'm doing wrong. Like, there is no opportunity for me to do anything else other than exactly what I'm doing. From the beginning of the room, I can move the gentryii east or west. Your suggestion is that I move it east, which, fine, makes sense. Moving it west doesn't really seem to achieve anything anyway. But after I do that, then I only have 2 decoys that's supposed to magically get me all the way north and let me hit the wall and still have a decoy alive at that time. I mean, I've been in that situation and it doesn't really seem to help either. Like, this exact situation is not enough. I can't get up there. I still can't get up there. I have to use a decoy to get up there. Using a decoy to get up there means that the gentryii will straighten its chain in the way of the mimic, and there's nothing I can do about it. Is that it? Maybe that's it. Let's do those to spikes. It still feels to me like there's fundamentally one solution to this, as opposed to what could have been maybe as much as 2 or 3. I don't know. I can just say I don't like this room and leave it at that. Like, no necessarily that it's objectively bad or anything, I just don't think I don't like it. I do think I don't like it. Yeah, anyway. This terrible room. I don't understand in the slightest. I'm supposed to divine somehow exactly how long this gentryii is supposed to be. I don't know how I'm supposed to do that. Like, I guess I just take random guesses until one of them works. It's the only thing I can think of. And then the problem I was running into in this section didn't have anything to do with how long the gentryii is, or seemingly anything to do with the main idea of the room that's in the center here. Like, the main idea is what? What is this? Yeah. But I have a problem that's earlier than what you just... Like, okay. The idea of this room is that it won't straighten if it has slack. But I'm not running into that problem because I don't get there before I run into a problem. The problem I have is that I'm supposed to have this button down and this button up and the gentryii there. And I can't even arrange that. Like, I mean, I can, but not with any amount of slack. Like, I can do that, but only if there's no slack. If I try to create slack, then the gentryii is just permanently off of that button that I need it to be on. And there's no way to make it go back on that button so that it stays on that button. Because trying to create slack takes it off of the button and it never goes back on unless it like goes on very briefly and then stays off of it, jumps back off of it again. Like, anything I do to try to create slack in the process of putting it in the right position just results in it not being on the button that it has to be on in the first place, which is a problem prior to applying the idea from the previous room. Like, that's a problem of not being able to even create the situation that I'm supposed to need because of the placement of the plates. Maybe I'm just a lot worse at pulling a gentryii around than you're supposed to be by this point of the level, but I don't know. I can't create slack in a way that doesn't take it off of that button and keep it off of that button forever. Seems to be the issue. Like, this position has some slack, but it's off the button, which is no good. Also, I kind of need to move the other side of it. So, like, this would be probably fine. Oh, never mind, that doesn't have slack. I thought it did. I guess I have to somehow pull it farther out. I felt like it was pretty far out to begin with. I guess I might also have some difficulty discerning whether or not there really is any slack. But there's an easy way to test for that at least, I suppose. Yeah, that doesn't really put it on the button at all. Southwest, then northwest, it's way away from the button. I guess I can guarantee there is some slack this way, maybe. Like, this is more or less the correct situation, I guess, but it doesn't work because of the plate. I can see where having a vertical chain to the south might actually work because it would create this situation but over there, but I don't know how to actually orchestrate that to occur. I don't feel that I have it anywhere near enough control over what the chain does as I pull the gentryii out to achieve any specific result whatsoever. let me keep poking at it. I might run into the right thing after that. I hope. Hello. We're in the land of straightening chains. Maybe. Alright, so it's still not on the plate. There we go. Okay, that has slack, and it is on the plate. That is basically... Was it? I thought it wasn't supposed to be on that one. Why did I think that? I don't know. I was under the impression that it was not supposed to be on both of them, but only on one of them. I'm probably remembering something from a different room. I bet I'm remembering something from this room. This is where you need it on one off the other. Okay. We're trying to put it on both here. That's my mistake. Maybe that would work if I could get it onto the plate. If I could get it onto the plate, that would be really ideal. If I could get it onto the plate with me on the right side of it, that would really be ideal. I bet this doesn't work for some other reason, like it's actually too long or something, but we're going to try it anyway. There. It's on both plates. It got off of both plates. Now I get to find out whether my random guess as to how long it's really supposed to be works for this part. I feel like this really could have been improved if they were two different gentryii. Like, at least then I don't have to redo the part I just did if I guessed wrong as to what the length should be. What should these buttons? Saves. No. Is it this one? Yes. Okay. So if I make up some other arbitrary lengths, then I should do exactly that sequence of turns again, somehow. Alright, this, and that. What I'm hoping I can do here is what I usually do when a puzzle expects counting, which is guess a number, see how many I'm off by, and then just fix it that way. So I can see that I should be able to read exactly how many extra pieces of chain I have. And from there I can say how much longer or shorter it actually needs to be. It's probably too long, unless I was really lucky in guessing correctly, but it's probably too long. Okay, this is too long by 2. So I want 21. So 21 is the magic number, I think. Meaning... if I want it shorter by 2, and I want to drop the bomb 2 earlier, 21. Let's see if 21 achieves what it should achieve. But first I have to go look at my own demo. Okay, it goes that way, go back around, go up, go back over, okay. So first, do this. Do this correctly. I think my issue is there. Not it facing the right way. should not be the hard part. Okay, good enough. And then up this way. Okay, and then curl it back. And up around that corner. And a big fat circle. Right. I don't think this is exactly what I did before, but I don't think it's going to work. Okay. This might be more specific than I'm hoping it is. So I think I got it all the way to the corner, right? Alright, let's consult the demo for this part. Okay. Wait. First. Right up against the wall, then an L shape up from there. Okay. So I need not that. I need to push it. It's probably an issue. Up against the wall, then this way to there. And push it down past the plate. Yeah, there might be an issue with where it was. Let's try this again. I think this is more like what I did before, maybe? Nope. Okay, that's better. Probably. I mean, I'm pretty sure this is right. No, I got this to work before. Surely I can get it to work exactly the same way again. I do exactly the same thing. I did something different back here. Oh, okay. When I'm doing this, I want it to be up, down, not left, right. I can create that one. This. Okay, there. Up, down, not left, right. Do I go left right after that? Yeah. Pull it to the right after that. So I want it to be here. Pull it to the right. And then pull it up. Around to here. And pull it down. And over. Or something like that. Let's see, I know I did like this. I made myself a walkthrough. If I can just manage to read it correctly, it will be good. That's almost it. I foresee, this 8 north. I foresee 8 north going exactly the same way as this. I just have to fiddle with it for a long period of time until it decides to work. Okay, now this part is relatively easy if you have the right size. Let's see. I did this some other way before. Probably I need the whole thing out and then pull it across the thing. Yeah, probably that. Okay, there. Now it's staying on the door, which is what I need. Okay. I think I forgot something. So is it 22 then? Alright. What's this? That's 18. That's 19 somehow. Like 3 tiles farther. 20. 22. And we do this dance again, but maybe I've halfway memorized it now. I didn't push it to the east when I should have, which would have been at this point. No, it's not east, it's straight down. Straight down here. Back up again. There's something like that. Where is it straight down from? Okay, do this. This. That. I don't think that's right. I'm doing differently. Around, like that, then down. Around, like that, then down. There. There. Okay. I don't actually know how to create precisely one tile of slack while weaving it through these buttons. I don't know that precisely, but I hope it'll just happen as I try to do it. I guess if I just do that... then it should fold back over itself really nicely. Just stand on the button. There. Oh. Okay. I guess that's fine. It works. Right, and then the east side of this. Oh yeah, I didn't even look up anything for this one because I just have no clue. I didn't post anything. This just looks impossible to figure anything out about whatsoever. Like, what even... I didn't post a question because what would I even ask? This expects to be on this and off that, and then press this and it goes a tile west. And then it's off this and on that. Sure. The arrangement of things. That opens this. So when this is open, that's going through, and this will be open. And then the gentryii steps on this, which fixes its chain in place until this is pressed, and then it has a chance to straighten. I guess. So I want it on this and off that, but in a way that when it straightens, it gets off this and on that. How? I think I tried a few things before, just some random guesses. Like, okay, right. So, if it's supposed to go on this at the end, then it needs to have a route, something like that, where the chain, if it were completely straight, would go straight through here. But it needs to be on this at some point, so it has to have a route that goes like down and up again. Right, this is something that I kind of noticed before. The actual first thing that the trapdoors have to do is they have to keep it from moving until I'm ready for it to start moving. So with no trapdoors down, it will just immediately run all the way south. We don't want that. I need like a hook like that or something. So that when it starts moving, it will not go anywhere until I'm ready for it to go somewhere. Because I need its route to go straight west on the north side, but in such a way that its chain would straighten to go due west, or something like that. And so something vaguely like that-ish. So it stays in place. I want it to do like this. Maybe that's it. Yeah, no, the problem is that it has a ton of slack, and there's no way to keep it from having slack as far as I can tell. Which means there's no way to make it straight. I don't see how any other configuration of trapdoors is going to fix this problem. I guess it can be farther south. That won't help either. Just does that. I go back and don't drop the platform. It's in the right place, but I don't think this fixes the issues. It still won't straighten no matter what. Given that I cannot pull it east in any way, I don't see how it's supposed to be possible to prevent it from having slack. So the only other possibility is that instead of worrying about slack, it should be like... It's not possible for it to do anything but move west every turn. Like, I'm to its west, I can't pull it east or north. It will only ever move west. I can try to do something like this, but then it will just not go to the button at all. There's no way that something like this can work. It's just not going to work, I can tell. Because it will hit the plate. There isn't enough space. That's something like this, maybe. I did it. Yes, something like that. It's not going to hit that. Not going to hit that right now. I think this was a fundamental issue I ran into in the first place. It has to go straight long enough for it to not hit that plate. But if it goes straight for that long, then there's no way to also make it hit the other plate. It just won't. I mean, I could force it to hit that plate like this, but then it'll just never straighten off of that plate. If the plate was one tile farther to the west, then this might theoretically be a thing that could be made to work, but it can't because it's not. Someone has posted a thread about this one. Oh, good. Jokoko posted a thread about this, and no one replied before Jokoko figured it out, and just edited the post to say, "Oh, I figured it out." That's just about the least helpful that a thread can be. If you're gonna edit your question to say I figured it out, at least give a hint for the future. Let's see if I can figure this room out. Let's see, this is the second layer of witchcraft with mirrors and diagonals. It should not work this way. Like, was this how it was intended to work? Was it supposed to be like this? I can't believe that it was. I can't believe that anyone would intentionally design an element in a puzzle game that behaves this nonsensically. Like, it doesn't move unless you block it. That is backwards. That makes no sense. It doesn't move unless you block it. Like, when I say that aloud, does that not make it really clear how nonsensical that rule is? It doesn't move unless you block it from moving. That's wrong. It shouldn't work like that. Why does it work like that? That has to be some kind of accidental side effect. That can't possibly be what it was designed to do. It doesn't move unless you block it. Okay. On this, not on those. Magically straightens to be on both of those. Don't know how. Don't have any idea how. That's what's supposed to happen. I don't know, I just made up a random shape. Let's see if this does anything. This does nothing. Put the mirror there. This does something. A little bit, but nothing useful. Probably don't have enough of it in the box. This looks marginally more promising, I guess. Let's see if this does anything. This does absolutely nothing. If I move the mirror to there, absolutely nothing. If I put the mirror here, nothing. I guess this is the wrong shape. I suppose that much should be obvious. Ah. Okay. And now it won't. Let's see. Well, my thinking was that if I could be here, but since the mirror being here was on the button, that I couldn't put the mirror here, then maybe I could try putting the mirror in the lower position, but it's not. Apparently it's not long enough to do what I was thinking, so that won't work. I just need to try other random shapes and maybe they will. I think this is the same shape I had before, which I know doesn't work. don't think that has any chance of working. I feel like parts of the level where the player is expected to get the gentryii and its chain into an extremely specific position would benefit immensely from giving the player stealth or a speed potion, so that when I'm trying to get the chain into an extremely specific position, instead of it being a matter of fighting constantly with the gentryii to get it to behave, it instead would just be a matter of thinking about what the position is and how I could move the chain into that position. Because basically all of my mental energy here is being spent not on thinking about how I want the chain to look or how to get the chain into that position, but rather just about getting the gentryii to achieve something vaguely resembling that position as it continues to chase me around. Like, I can't solve the larger problem because the smaller problem of just wrangling the gentryii continues to be the main issue that I have to deal with most of the time. Which, I don't know, to be fair, any real puzzle with gentryii would probably ask you to deal with actually manipulating it. But at the same time, I just feel like, especially in this teaching room, I would really benefit from not having to worry about the gentryii constantly pulling itself out of alignment when I'm trying to get it into some extremely specific position and also guess what that specific position actually even is in the first place. It's just an added layer of annoyance that doesn't feel like it has to be there. You know, it's the same issue as a puzzle where the goal is to use Puff to, like, create a specific wall or something. Because Puff move every 5 turns, and that isn't all that often. But if you're trying to arrange the positions of, like, 20 Puffs simultaneously to get them to be the right shape of a block, it can get to be kind of painful shoving them around without some kind of help. Like usually a speed potion. I'm saying this from having made puzzles like that. If I'm going to make a puzzle like that, I consider usually including a speed potion to be basic courtesy. Because the puzzle isn't really about surviving the Puff chasing after you, or it's not supposed to be, so much as just getting it to the right set of positions. Okay. I'm running into a strange and specific problem where I can't, like, you see how there's one tile of chain that's off the door right now. I would like to pull it one tile through so that the very end of the chain is on the door. But for some reason, and I don't know what the reason is, I can't do that without it pulling 2 tiles off and winding up completely off the door. And I don't know what it is about the overall situation that seemingly makes it impossible to pull it 1 tile without pulling it 2 tiles in the process. Maybe I'm just not doing it right, but like, it should certainly be possible to just pull it 1 tile farther without pulling it 2 tiles. I guess this is kind of it. It's going on the plate every time. I also don't know how to keep it from going on the plate without using the mirror to do that. But trying to use the mirror to do that is also not really giving much success. The mirror is kind of stuck, so let's fix that. Something like this. I don't know. There. Will this work? Probably not. Time to try every conceivable position of the mirror to see if this works. Oh wait. Never mind. This can't work because it's on the door. So that placement won't work at all. Like, this is the teaching room. I'm supposed to have understood something from the early part of this room that makes this part easy, but it is not easy. It's just kind of find an arbitrary shape, nerd. I don't know. Like, I can't really envision a way for this to be at all clear what to do. The only way I can see to solve this is to try random shapes until one of them happens to work. Or try available shapes. I don't know, it seems like a U shape like this is probably what I'm supposed to do, because otherwise how am I even going to put it next to all of these plates? But trying to do this just doesn't work. The only thing I could almost make work, which I know is wrong because it didn't let me actually straighten it into the right positions, was to put the mirror directly on this plate while I'm pushing the gentryii around so that it goes around the plate instead of going onto the plate. But I know that doesn't work, so I don't know how to fix the fact that it doesn't work. I guess this is slightly different because now it zigzags before reaching the head. So, no motion. Cannot put the mirror there. With the mirror here, I think there will be no motion. The mirror here. No movement. I guess I opened a new place that I can put it, which is there. I bet there will be no movement though. No movement. Maybe the first problem is that it should enter from directly south. Like the back of the chain should be directly south of the plate instead of on the plate, instead of like that. I'll even make it do that. Stream delay. I can restore to there, probably, but... yeah, I don't think I can keep it there. I don't think that's possible. I don't think I can keep it south of the plate without it just being on the plate. This. Now start pulling around. No, it immediately straightens itself off of there, so that will... I don't know. It feels like the U shape that I was going for before. It feels like there's actually no way for that to actually hit this plate. So it needs to be something probably more like this. Maybe? I don't know what it just was, but okay. Again, stream delay, but that's fine. If I could just pull it all the way down without it also getting onto the plate, it would be really helpful. I don't think this will work anyway. There's no way that this would straighten onto that plate. How I could wind up with it there. I guess it could be there beforehand. This isn't going to work. Might not hold the chain on the door to leave it in the right place. No good. I don't know what you mean. I'm just trying to keep it off the button. I have to move the mirror from there to keep it off to keep the gentryii from going on the plate. Something has to block it from going on this plate, The plate has to be on the inside of its chain, like this. So the only way to do that is if the mirror is on the plate as I pull the gentryii around the plate. I don't know what you mean. It's not going to straighten onto the plate if it's on the outside. I'm not telling you I'm wrong. I'm not telling you you're wrong. I'm sorry. I'm trying to explain my thoughts. Guess that works. I mean, I don't know. It didn't seem to me that it was going to straighten onto the plate from anywhere except outside the plate. I don't know. I can't fully explain my logic for thinking that, but like, clearly I was thinking something wrong, but I don't really know. Do I dare step into those? Done these. I've done this one. This one I thought I remembered doing. I guess I didn't do this one, I just looked at it. And kind of stared at what happens when you try to do it. It's like... So... as things are without manipulating anything, the only opportunity to do anything with health is this one single turn here, right after a spawn happens. And then Half just wanders around. The roach reaches the hot tile before Half could ever do anything about it. And then the chain straightens like that. So Half definitely isn't interfering with the queen. The roach coming from the queen, because he can't reach either of them in time, since he's only opened by the queen spawning. So I think I did read the thread for this, but the general idea is probably that he's supposed to stand on one of these tiles when the roach is at the hot tile. So it's supposed to delay him. The placement of the trapdoor should delay him enough for him to do precisely that. If I make up some random set of trapdoors, as it is right now, he goes too far south, so I have to fix that first. So I need to force him to go right up against the chain. There can't be any other path besides the one that does that available.
Going.
So if I do that, here I can see the delay is probably not enough.
Got it.
So do this. Oh, right. The problem with trying to do that is that I need a path back, which is going to be across the same trapdoors. So I just need to link them to this, then, and then force him to go due east to those. Possibly.
Going.
I guess that didn't do it. I mean, my understanding is probably flawed, and I'm only going off of what I remember seeing in the Hints and Solutions thread. That you have to do something to influence Half's path so he does something to with this roach. I thought that what I was supposed to know from the previous couple of teaching rooms is that something up against a diagonal chain like this makes it effectively split into two chains. So I thought maybe if the chain that wants to straighten because of this roach is only this piece of chain because Half is in the way, then that would achieve something. I guess that isn't true, or Half is in the wrong place still. One of those two. I don't know which. I don't see any way whatsoever to actually influence what's going to happen in the road. Because the Roach Queen spawns and then Half gets to move.
Going as fast as I can.
And Half can't possibly get around the chain in time to block a roach from getting to the hot tile. Because he isn't capable of moving that fast in that length of time. I guess I can change when the snake is.
I can't. Going.
I don't know that changing when the snake is actually does anything though.
I can't.
I guess I'll try random timings of the snake and see if any of them do something different.
Got it.
Not that one.
Going. Got it.
Two less.
Got it.
Okay. This is... Yeah, this is a 10-tile zone. So it's on the same parity where the empty tile is. By default,
Got it.
the empty tile is 2 forward.
Going.
single tile in the shallow, a single turn in the shallow water
Got it.
moves it backwards by 1.
Going.
So 2 tiles in the shallow water
Going.
should make it so that I guess the snake doesn't actually do anything, apparently. I mean, I thought for sure that I was supposed to do something with the snake to make the straightening happen differently, but apparently not. How is this supposed to even work? Let me look back at the thread again. I mean, yeah, I was under the impression that it did, but I was trying different positions and none of them did anything different. I guess I can try other placements. I mean, the only place I thought the gap could possibly be that it would matter would be here. The only other place that would make any sense to do anything would be here. And it doesn't do anything. It doesn't do a single thing. I mean, other than here or here, what other places could the gap even have an influence on anything?
Got it.
The description in the thread of what the situation is doesn't seem to match my own observations. Like, the solution is supposed to be that Half somehow blocks a roach, but Half can't reach that spot to block a roach before a roach has already spawned. And it doesn't seem to matter where I put the snake, it just still doesn't keep this button from being unpressed. I mean, nothing reopens this fire trap, so this has to stay pressed. If I don't tell Half to do something, then it gets unpressed. If I do tell Half to do something, then it gets unpressed. In every position of the snake that I've tried, it still gets unpressed. Nothing really seems to work. mean, like, before I can worry about how the trapdoor should be, I need to understand how the first cycle is supposed to even work. Because Half can't do anything about the first cycle. Half isn't going to get there until after the roach that spawns first has already gone to the hot tile. So before I even worry about trying to manipulate Half by the trapdoors, it has to somehow be possible to do something about the first spawn.
The door!
Ah,
The door! Open the door! Open the door! Hurry, hurry! Open the door!
said I would.
Huh. One turn. Straightens off the button. 2 turns. Straightens off the button. 3 turns. Oh, that happens sometimes. Straightens off the button. 4 turns. Straightens off the button. 5 turns. Straightens off the button. 6 turns. Straightens off the button. 7 turns. Off the plate. 8 turns. Off the plate. 9 turns. Off the plate. That is every possible position of the snake at the time of spawning. None of them does anything different.
Now I can't get there.
And now Half can't get there. We've used CarolNet chat to did it? It still got off the plate that I needed to not get off. I guess I'll try again and try to notice something. Okay, sure. It got off 2 plates instead of getting off of one of them. That still doesn't solve the main problem, which is keeping this fire trap on.
Got it.
What? What?
Going.
So 5 turn delay and sending Half through means that it does absolutely nothing. Sure. Now it will never do what it needs to do. And I don't have anything I can do to change the situation. I don't see how delaying Half is going to change anything about this situation.
Going.
Yes, that's the right place for the snake to be in because it does something different. But I have no idea why that would help. Guess I can try what I did last time of trying to force Half to be up against the diagonal here. That doesn't seem like that would help either. Alright, well, let's see.
Got it.
Guess I should just try to delay him as much as possible then. Well, let's see. That's not gonna work. Try this now. Delays him a lot. Maybe that's too much, but maybe I can fix that. That's actually not enough. I need to think better about shapes and things. I have to be able to get back. Doing something like that doesn't actually delay him at all. I could force him to go above the trapdoors at first. Now we get to see that I'm really bad at this task. Well. Is that what I did before? I think it is, but let's give it a look. Let's give that a try. See what happens.
Going.
That's a little bit better. I think he's exactly one turn too fast still. So I need to go back and create one more turn worth of delay. So let's review. From this shape, he's getting to go directly south right or directly west right away. So if I introduce this one little bump, that should give him one more turn. I hope. Yes, okay. And that did that. I will admit to not really understanding why that did that, but it did. Okay, sure. That's not a matter of me figuring it out, that's a matter of me getting a lot of help. Anyway. Alright, I don't think... Oh no, I looked at this room before. So the fundamental problem is... this guy is in the way, because when I go to... when I go here... when I bring the mirror here... break the wall, step on this blade, go over here. The rock golem needs a completely clear path eastward in order to be able to press this plate. Then, in order to do that, I need this to straighten in just the right way. And I think the problem is that one obstacle can't do it. So I have to use the roach to do it. But then I have a different problem, which is the way things are now, pressing the plate to release the roach just instantly walls the roach off. So this has to straighten out of the way of the roach first. Somehow. Oh. I can put it even more in the way of the roach, which is the opposite of what I want. That doesn't really help. I'll put this over here. Then nothing happens. Okay. I guess I would like it to go south, because making it go east doesn't really work. Surely, if I put the mirror in every available position, eventually one of those positions should cause it to straighten in a way that's favorable. Maybe pulling it east first is necessary for it to go south. Okay. Sure, that works. Now I have a path for a roach. I'll get to try to figure this part out, with a roach chasing me around as well. Oh boy. So where do I actually want this roach? That I don't know. I suppose it's worth admitting I don't have any intuition for the kinds of positions that cause it to straighten in a useful way. I certainly didn't learn any such thing from this room. Or was it this room? Whichever one had two roaches that you had to fix. I think it was this one. Neither of those two rooms did I learn anything. I mean, I learned something, which is that chains can decide to move when they're blocked by something. They wouldn't move while free to move. Which feels wrong still. But don't have any idea what sort of positions would cause a chain to move. Surely the first part of this room is trying to tell me that if I want to straighten it in the far south part, then I have to straighten it in the east part first or something. So let's try to do that. I guess. Now the problem is the mirror is not in the right place to do that. So I need to fix that. created a problem for myself, which I hate. I want to be over here so the roach can be somewhere else. Not sure where. But somewhere. Is there a place the roach could go that would help here? I don't know. Being that it is a roach, it will always go towards me. So if I'm in the right position for the gentryii to try to straighten, then the roach is going to be somewhere off to the west. Maybe that's supposed to be the hint. Chain does not move. Don't know how to make the chain move. I have a usual problem. I guess I can look for if there's a thread about this one. There is. Implication seems to be that the roach is in the right place, the mirror should be moved. Although where it should be moved, I don't know. No, not there. There? Nope. Not there either. None of these spots that seem like they should do something do anything. Oh. Hold on. Let's go back a little. I thought I went all around, but maybe I didn't go somewhere I should have gone. All around the gentryii. Get any response from any point around the gentryii. So that must not be the right position. All around the gentryii. Response. So that's not the right one. Good. All around. Not getting a response. That means every tile that is in any direction relative to this gentryii. So that must not be the right place. There's literally no other tiles that are around the gentryii, right? I was in both of those places on the way. I'm not reaching the other places I'm walking towards without going through the tiles that are due north and due west of the gentryii. I need to be farther north for some reason. West, south. Maybe that's the wrong place for the mirror. All the way north. Nope. All the way up here. That means the road, so probably isn't it. East. East. Still doesn't appear to be doing anything. This must be the wrong place then. This must be really frustrating to watch. I feel like I'm going to every position that's available. That makes any sense. If I go east, the approach moves away. Doesn't seem to want to move. Looking at the thread suggests that I need a third obstacle, which I don't really have a third thing in the room. Oh. Okay. Sure. I mean... Sure, I guess. I don't really... Like, I get that, but... Oh, I don't think I ever would figure that out on my own. Well, that does that. mean, yes, the floor markings help you see what is north, what is in the cardinal directions relative to the gentryii, but it's more the fact that I would never have realized that I needed a third obstacle. I feel like... how could I put it? I feel like these puzzles are expecting me to understand the equivalent of very complicated, like, brained, unbrained roach manipulation, but I'm still getting around the equivalent of backsliding exists. Does that make sense? The analogy isn't perfect, but something like that. Like, my difficulty is still with the basics, and I'm being tested on the really advanced stuff almost immediately when it comes to this kind of behavior, at least. Alright, so the problem I was having... I want it to go south and back up again. I want it to not actually be on that plate. And then I want it to go... I need to press this plate up. So the problem I had... this probably isn't enough slack, but I can get it to go down and back up. Now if I let it go just immediately here, it'll go onto the plate. So I need one tile of it not going to the plate, so it needs to do that. I guess I could block it from doing that like this, but then I think it will not ever come off of that plate. I think, but let's see. Yeah, no. At least if I try to block it like that, the no amount of straightening is going to get it off of the plate, so that can't be the right way to block it. Like this, maybe? Because it needs 2 tiles of westwardness to not press that plate. I think it probably isn't long enough anyway to straighten it like this. There isn't really much room to make it go up and down through at this point, though. I mean, I guess I could force it to go somewhere. Just hit that. Okay, that will work. Am I entering wrong? Feels like I must be entering right. I definitely want it to go all the way south first. That gets it a lot of chain dealt with. And then after that it has to go north because it needs to be around near this plate. To kind of be free to go diagonal in here. Guess I should make it go back up again. I don't know if I can safely do that. Where safety is measured by whether or not it presses the plate it needs to press. It's not a very normal measurement of safety, but yeah, that's no good. The HNS thread for this one is basically a question that didn't get answered because it was edited with I figured it out, never mind. Got it by playing around with the trapdoors. Alright. I guess I'll play around with the trapdoors some more. I feel like trying to make it go up and down like that is doomed to failure. The problem is I'm just not using up enough of its length by doing that. So... Oh no, I keep doing this wrong. It's not gonna straighten off the back plate, I can tell. Then... Oh. Well, never mind, apparently it is going to straighten off the back plate. I didn't notice there was room for it to do that over here, I guess. I don't have the best intuition for where it's going to straighten or why. Alright, that leaves 2 rooms I have not poked my head in yet that require to be done to finish this. Those are attached to the room and ask me to do this, which I still don't necessarily fully understand. Okay, we get invisibility, which is a nice start. Eventually use the mirrors to press this orb to go to here to let the mother grow. I think these are the only 2 secrets in the level. That one and that one. Man, I did this one maybe a month ago. Feels like forever. But I got this one today. Train of thought. So, this opens that. So the tar babies are just gonna go this way. Aren't they? I guess I should check. So, if I pretend that I had set up the room how I might want it to be set up. Oh. Okay. So, the end goal to have a blob here that is destructible. So have the gentryii chain block off the tar in a way that leaves it cuttable after being grown so many times. default position doesn't really work, and the position, if I just let it straighten naturally, probably won't work either. What could I do to mirrors in this situation? I guess I can make it have this nicer looking shape. Although I do suspect that this won't actually work, since I'm given 2 mirrors, that probably means I need 2 of them. Or whatever shape it's supposed to be in to work. This won't work. There's not very many ways that this could be. The part that's going to straighten is between the 2 walls. There's almost like there's just this position and this position if I assume that I'm supposed to use both mirrors. This position causes that to happen. Oh. Never mind. Actually, there's another one. So, it might be that this part straightening is supposed to be an issue. And I don't want that to happen. So if that's the case, I just realized that where I had placed one of the mirrors was trapped and impossible to get out from under. Maybe we just want a very straight configuration like this. I mean, I'm not at all thinking about my target shape, or what will be cuttable tar, or what will happen after however many spawns. I'm just thinking I'm thinking backwards in terms of the tools I'm given, and what the available options are given those tools, and hoping that will get me there. Which maybe it does? Yeah, this is cuttable. Alright. This did not require me to really think about the straightening besides the fact that it was going to happen. Which makes this maybe one of the easier rooms for me. Or at least one of the rooms I could do without looking up hints at this point. I mean, you need to understand that the mechanic exists, but once you do have something of a grasp on that, there was maybe 3 places that mirrors could be, assuming that I needed to put both mirrors somewhere kind of led me the right way. Alright, what does this do? There's this configuration of tunnels. Sure. Yeah. What opens this? Oh. Okay. So the gentryii chain will block the briar. I need to somehow arrange it so that its chain blocks the briar completely, without any room for it to squeeze diagonally between stuff. Yes, that works. What? Sure. I probably haven't, because it's been some month plus. I couldn't tell you for sure. So I do this, except it's also supposed to straighten. It's also supposed to straighten after that's closed, which means that I pulled it too far. To be on the button. But also it's supposed to straighten in such a way that lets the briar squeeze through. Don't know how to do that. Guess I'll just try some random way and something will eventually work. That's not going to do it. That's not enough. But pulling it around the southmost pillar like this is going to be too much. So that's not it. This isn't going to work, because the briar will just go straight through the diagonals and close the door. Yep. There's an awful lot of constraints on exactly how the gentryii can be shaped here. Just managing the not too short, not too long block the briar in the first place is already quite a thing. Couldn't possibly say how to ensure that it will straighten in exactly the right way. Oh. That wasn't it. I don't think there's any diagonal gaps in that. but it won't straighten into anything useful from here. Okay. This one does not have a thread. So I guess it's obvious. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. I don't know. I mean, there's only so many ways that I can do it in the first place that will satisfy the first set of constraints. It's just that I don't really know how... I don't really know what it's supposed to look like exactly in order to satisfy the additional constraint. Like, it needs to be ready to straighten once the door is shut. Like, is that ever going to straighten? It doesn't look to me like it would. Never mind, it's not even going to work for the first constraint. Okay. What does it need in order to be willing to straighten? It has to have a place where... something. I don't know. I'm not really confident in my ability to describe what conditions would make it straighten. If it were close to a wall. I'm sure that's what I need, but I'm not sure how to make it happen. That's going to be too much. it's too long. Too long. I need to find a place where it can be folded over itself so that it won't straighten. Such a thing is not really at all obvious to find. I don't know, I mean, the very act of trying to come up with a way for it to fold back over itself so that it will straighten seems to invariably result in me using too much chain in the first place, so that it winds up off the door and can't straighten in the first place. Never mind the fact that I'm also trying to make it completely block the briar from straightening, which is already a hard enough thing to achieve all by itself. But there are no H&S thread for this room, so I guess to everyone else who made it this far, it's terribly obvious exactly what to do. Because they played the equivalent elsewhere and also understood everything else better. Okay. So last room. I would like to just leave through the door. I really don't want this to still be there when I come back, probably next week. Short. Too long. Does this block the briar? Probably. It probably won't straighten in a useful way though. No, it doesn't even block the briar. Okay. Right length. Blocks the briar. Oh, it straightened, but not in a way that's useful enough. Oh boy. Wow. Is that progress? Should I take a screenshot of this and say do this but better? I guess so. So don't really know what this bit better looks like. Maybe a reflection of that will somehow work. That won't work. That won't work. That's not long enough. Nope. 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 I have absolutely no idea how I'm supposed to do anything that would improve matters. I can barely get a couple of configurations that cause it to straighten at all in the first place. I don't know how it's supposed to straighten in the very specific way that causes it to allow briar through. It's hard enough just making it the precise correct length while also having it block briar. Oh, it's straightened, but not in a remotely useful way. How familiar. Really, I have absolutely no idea how I'm supposed to tell even whether I have a close solution or not. Like, is this close? Is this far? I have no idea. I don't know how to tell. I don't know what it is I'm supposed to know for this to be possible. I don't feel like the rooms that preceded this one did anything to prepare me really for being able to deal with this. Like, what? This room is advanced putting mirrors up against things. Magic. Something about slack. Making it straight onto and off of plates. This other room is create a specific shape with so that tar stuff will behave, but you have control over the mirrors to do something about that. This room is just take a wild guess as to exactly what shape happens to work for this very specific situation. Have fun. Like, I don't have any mirrors that I can place. I don't know what I'm supposed to be able to do here. I have moderate control over where the gentryii is. And somehow it's supposed to straighten in such a way that the briar goes through. I don't see how that's supposed to be achievable. I really hope that my internet hasn't died while I wasn't looking. By all accounts, it looks normal enough. Again, no one has posted a thread for this room, so it's just supposed to be blindingly obvious, I guess, what to do here. It's really not, but as far as I can tell, it's supposed to be. Yeah, I, like... Maybe trial and error is not a good model for a puzzle that's supposed to test your comprehension of a mechanic. I mean, like, there is something. I'm supposed to, by now, surely, I'm supposed to have some kind of intuition for what sort of shapes will or won't straighten. I don't really have that intuition, but if I did, would it help? Maybe? I mean, I'd at least be able to tell before testing it if a solution might involve straightening at some point without having to go all the way through to just step on the button and test it. That's too short. Too long. I don't know, I guess particularly as a result of me streaming all this, this is largely a matter of me really not wanting to come back to this room next week. I mean, 2 Fridays ago on October 31st, I was hoping to get through this level and not have to see it again. And honestly, to get through the level this is in and not have to see that again either. Although it's probably not nearly as bad. But at the very least, after 3 entire weeks of trying, I would like to be done with this. Too long. Still too long. Too short. Correct length, but it doesn't block the briar. Okay. This modification of it should block the briar, maybe. Yes. It straightens that way, which does not help. So straightening is generally a matter of turning a zigzag into a straight line. The briar will go through only a diagonal. So I have to make a horizontal zigzag exist somewhere in such a way that briar can't go through it until it straightens into a straight diagonal. I don't know how to make an orthogonal zigzag in the first place. This bunch of walls aren't helping with the effort. Feels like. I guess something like that. If instead of there being a wall over here, there was just open space, something like that could work. I don't know how to recreate that. position where it would work. If you have a solution, I would appreciate just an image of what the gentryii is supposed to look like before straightening after pulling it around. Because I am not really making any progress with this. I'm not really learning anything about what's going to work better. Just trying things and none of them are really working. Probably trying the same thing several times in a row without realizing. Because it's really not obvious what configuration I have or haven't tried. Have I done this before? I don't know. Blocks the briar. Oh. Well, never mind. Alright, this time it decided to work. Is the best I can say for it. What did I do? What did I do right? Which part of this was the... Okay. So... if I were trying to help someone with this room, I would tell them that the key is to go straight 2 tiles, diagonal several tiles, and then start weaving around the walls. That would be how I would describe this. Straight to the first wall, diagonal for a lot, diagonal to a far east or west wall, and then go around the walls. That causes it to straighten westward into a diagonal that the briar can go through. Sure. Okay. I'm glad I don't have to do a final exam room. Let's claim credit for this. This is just... kill a thing? Is this a final exam, I wonder? Probably not. We're just closed. Oh. So... what is my goal here? I guess I want that to happen. I don't know, but I guess I want that to happen. There's nothing else I can do to cut. I guess I'm supposed to straighten it. Get more things I can cut. So... the pain is not over, I guess. already messed up on the west side? Probably. Oh. I'm figuring and hoping that I can do one side at a time. I don't really know how to manage the final enforcement mechanism of the eye, but I guess I will figure something about that out later. Okay, that's that side. And I think I do this side in the other order. No? I guess I do this side. Oh no, I need to do... The issue wasn't my order, the issue was I need to do that before I can do this. You need to go from outside to inside. How does the last part work? I can open it. I cannot re-close it the other way. What can I do here? I could leave that alone. Something like this. I guess this works, right? This works. Oh, okay. That's an awful lot of work for one secret room, I must say. I mean, I know that's not really what it's for. It's at least for 3 secret rooms, but an awful lot of work, I say. I guess I'll save in this room and plan on exploring and completing this level next week. It will probably be a lot less painful than all that. Okay. Well, sorry for my complaining and bad attitude in some cases. Thank you for watching. I'm going to try to be a little more positive from here on out again. I always try, but sometimes I get reeled in a little badly. Anyway. But for now, farewell. Maybe I have done the least pleasant part of the entire hold, and the rest will be better. That's what I can say.